Yo, what is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good Halloween. Today we're going to be talking about cinematic transitions in horror films. You can really use this for any film, but we're going to be using the movie Saw as an example of this. So one of my favorite parts about learning about filmmaking or learning about editing is whenever you're watching movies, you can really start picking things out that you learned. You can start picking out techniques. You can see what they did, how they did it. And it's really interesting and it's really cool how it kind of like transforms the way you think and the way you see these movies. So recently I've been watching the Saw movies on Netflix, and one thing that really stuck out to me is their transitions are so good in those movies. Like, they really did a good job at making this movie cinematic, having these cool transitions. This is the transition that I'm going to be showing you how to do. It has this guy talking right here, and then what it does is they're using masking to bring this next clip in. Let me play it all the way through for you guys. And then it's just this guy taking off his shirt. So I've been doing a lot of stuff in After Effects recently, so I want to give back to you guys who are only using Premiere. But I always recommend that you guys, if you're doing a lot of masking, try and invest in After Effects if you guys are only in Premiere. It's going to save you so much time, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. So go down in the description, check out my rotoscoping tutorial, my masking tutorials. It'll teach you everything you need to know in After Effects. This is for the Premiere people. I want to show you guys how you guys can still make cool transitions, cool rotoscope transitions, stuff like that, just by doing a little bit of crop work. Okay, so let's take our two clips that we want to transition from. So this is our first clip. Just like this, turns to the left, camera moves over, and now let's bring in our second clip. So like I've said in a lot of my other videos, 90% of good editing can come in good directing. So you need to set your clip up to be able to do this. You need to always be thinking whenever you're shooting your stuff, whenever you're directing, hey, if I shoot it like this, then I can get an effect like this later. So if you get good at editing, then whenever you're directing, you will become a better director because you'll be thinking in the ways of an editor. You'll be thinking of what you can do as an editor. You'll be thinking of how you can do a certain thing a certain way to get a certain look. So keep that in mind. It's very, very important. Alright, so let me just shrink my camera because this is kind of like taking up the whole screen. Let me throw myself right here. Alright, so this is the clip that we're going to be transitioning from. And let me scale this to frame size. This is how I actually shot it, and I'm going to actually scale in just so that it's a little bit closer. We're going to scale in whenever the elbow starts coming in. So control cut, we don't need any of that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to effect controls. We're going to click on this box next to motion, and we're just going to scale this up a little bit. We're also going to take it and we're just going to drag it over so we can see the elbow. Right about there is fine. And now I'm just going to move frame by frame and just see what that looks like. It's looking good. We want it to completely take up the entire screen just like that. And then what happens with this clip, since it's scaled in, is it kind of gets stuck over here. We want this to be over there, so we're just going to make a quick little keyframe just so that we can actually account for the motion. And depending on if you shot it, you won't have to do this, but if you did, then it's fine. You can still do this. Just go over here to motion, click toggle animation next to position, go over a little bit, and then just drag this over to where you want it to end. So I want it to end right here, and then I want to see him pull his hoodie down. I want it to end right here, and then I want him to pull his hoodie down like that. And him pulling his hoodie down like that is where the mask really is going to wipe away that last scene. So that might sound complicated, but let me just show you exactly what I'm talking about. And we're going to want our transition to end right when it wipes away. Right there. So that's where the transitions is going to end, because that's when he completely wipes away the old shot. So what I can do is I can reposition this so that this bottom clip ends right here, just like that. Or what you can even do is you can just take this, drag it over a tiny bit. So this bottom clip should end right when he drops it all the way, which it does, so that is perfect. So now we can start our cropping. We're going to start exactly where his elbow first comes into the frame. We're going to click Control Alt and then use the mouse wheel, just zoom in a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this arrow, click on it, click on Effects, and then we're going to look up Crop. Like I said, links in the description for people if you want to do this in After Effects, rotoscoping, whatever you want to do. And then what we're going to do is just draw a rough little outline of this elbow. And don't worry, it's not going to be this hard. Once we have that elbow, we're just going to click to this corner right here, click to this corner, and make sure you're dragging these all the way off the screen just so that it's going to get rid of the entire frame. Drag to this corner, drag to that corner, and then end it right here. Alright, so now we have this mask. So if I was to go down in my effect controls, you can see this is our mask right here. If I really wanted to, this is where the magic's going to happen. You make left 100, and then you can see the elbows right there. That's what we want to do. But it's too hard to actually mask with this already 100, so we're just going to keep this on 0, and then at the very end, we click, and then at the very end, we'll make this 100. So for example, If you keep it at 0 for now, you can see where you want to change the mask. If you kept it at 100 the whole way through, you would have to keep moving the mask, basically doing it blind. So keep this at 0 for now. Alright, so if you click on your thing, you can see my mask has disappeared. Just come over here to Effect Controls, drag down, and you'll see under crop right here it says Mask 1. Just click on that and your mask will show up again. So you're not going to be clicking on crop, you're clicking on literally Mask 1, and that'll show the mask. So here's what we need to do to set up this moving mask. We're going to come over here, right where it says Mask Path, we're going to click Toggle Animation. So that has created a keyframe. Now all we have to do is just use your arrow keys, move over 1 frame, and we're going to have to adjust these joints. So it's kind of hard to really do this since you can't zoom in. Here's a trick on how to do it easier. Click right here on your window, and then click the little squiggly key, and then click the little squiggly key to the left of the 1 key on your keyboard. It's in the top left, it's under Escape. We're going to click that. And that's going to make this full screen. So this is 100% easier. This will make your masking so much better in Premiere because it's so much easier to see this, and then you just drag it, readjust it just like that. And then whenever you're done, just click here, click the squiggly key again, and then move over 1 key. And you're going to see that we made a keyframe. So I'm going to do that a few times. And that's really all you have to do is you just have to keep doing that over and over. Move 1 frame over, click here, move over, full screen, move this over. And then if you want to, for example, get this little part of the elbow in, just come over here on your actual cropped line. If you see this little pen tool, then you can click here. It's going to make another point for your mask. Take that point and then you can drag that up. So that's how you add on your points. Then we're going to click off, keep doing the same exact thing. And what you're going to see happening here is we're making keyframes. So if I drag this out, you can see every single time we move over and we make that adjustment, it's making an animated keyframe, which is going to make this mask move as we play the video. So, for example, let me show you. This is the first little frames that we did. I'll make that left 100. And this is what we've created so far. We got that elbow coming in here for the first few frames, and then we need to keep masking. And like I said, if you ever want to add that in, click here, drag down. Anytime you kind of like drag away, it's going to curve it, so keep that in mind. It's actually very useful if you want to get bends so it's not as choppy. Okay guys, so I just went through, did all the masking. Let me just show you exactly what that looks like. Finalized product, looking really good. Obviously, tiny bit of the background here. What you could really do is just try and go in and fix the mask as best as you could. But I think it looks fine. I think it looks really good. I think it transitions really well. It wipes away very nice and clean, just like that. As you can see, here's the old, here's the new. Wipes very nice, just like that. And then I showed you all the cropping. I showed you that. One little tip that I'd like to say is just from the way that this is set up, since you can see this hole right here, what I actually had to do is if I click here, go to my effect controls, as I had to add a second crop mask. So here's my first mask, which is the outline. I had to add this mask right here. I had to add this little mask right here just to be able to get that circle in the middle. So you can do the same thing. What I did was I just took the crop effect, I added another one, and then I just went through, did all the same steps that I showed you, and then I just cropped out that little circle. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys would like to see next in the comment section down below. As always, hope you guys have a good Halloween. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.